And we're back. Oh, God help you all. Welcome back, guys. This is session 2 of Quest for the Sword of Kings, a Savage Worlds pulp action game using the Thrilling Tales campaign setting. Um, and before I begin with anything at all, I would just like to note the t-shirt. This wonderful t-shirt here is the t-shirt for the upcoming convention, Con Plus One. Go to the Con Plus website, get your own t-shirt. They're fabulous.
And raise money for charity.
And raise money for charity. Look fantastic, feel fantastic. It's a win. Um, you can see why I was never a salesman. But joining us on our merry mission are 3 stalwart heroes. And usually I go left to right, but I'm going to go right to left on this one, just to be different, which means the first person I'm going to be asking to introduce themselves is Phil.
Good evening. I'm playing Jake Cutter, ace pilot and daredevil, who's transporting these people all over the world.
Fantastic. And moving along to Becky.
Hi, I'm Sheila McFeeler, and I'll be your resident Australian for the night. Now, don't worry, this is online, so I can't actually steal your computer. But if you're on a mobile phone, it's fair game. We do it through the cookies, you see, because we throw them on the barbecue. Somebody else talk. I'm digging too deep a hole for myself.
It's going to be fun. And last but not least, Jason.
Hello. So I'm playing, I suppose Stalwart's a bit of an overstatement, but I am playing the mad scientist, Dr. E, lobotomist, Dr. Logan Mortimer Tiberius, PhD. And Sheila McFeeler has somehow managed to become my assistant, and Logan still wonders why every single night after he prays to all the gods. Because he's a polytheist.
As we left it last time, as is the wont of a good Saturday morning serial, it should end on a cliffhanger or some sort of ambiguous ending. You were in a monastery in Normandy. You found yourselves having to battle with the monks in that monastery when the professor decided that he was going to try and take one of the books that he found there. And in a bid to escape, Logan threw a homemade explosive device up into the air, and Phil, with a great dead shot, shot it and it exploded. And that is exactly, of course, where we're going to pick it up. With shrapnel everywhere, and a hole in the ceiling. You can... there's a lot of ringing in your ears, as you can imagine. Explosion has happened in close quarters. But you can sort of make out the fact that you can hear footsteps moving away from the kitchen dining area that you were in.
What's up through the hole? Is it outside or is it another room?
It's another room. Which begs the question, are you going to try and get up there?
I don't know. How much of that room has just landed in this one?
Not too much. I mean, I reckon if you were to try and go on to the next level, the floor, as it would be there, immediately around the entrance you've just created, might be a little dodgy, but actually nearer the edges of the room, it should be all right.
Wouldn't it quite high, you said?
Yeah, you reckon it's about maybe 10 feet above you?
So I will have already got on my wall walker gauntlets and gone over to the wall. And
Okay.
with a sort of a loud voice through the ring, he's like, "Come on already! Don't you get it?" And I start climbing up the walls.
Okay. I just want to check one thing. Because I need to check something, because I want to do this right. And that means upsetting you.
I thought climbing up the walls was an English colloquialism.
Generally, it is.
Yeah. I've generally not heard this before. But I'm Celtic, so it's not my fault.
Har. Right. Okay, if you are going to be using that, I need you to make me a weird science. Hold on. East an inventor with a bolt power in terms of, right. What is the power points for the wall walker?
Do you mean the cost?
Yeah.
It's a 2.
Right.
What does time me to roll?
Just looking.
Okay.
I need you to make a climbing roll for me, please.
Oh, climbing roll, not weird science. Okay.
Yeah, the it's augmenting your climbing.
I see. That makes things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. More importantly, I need to know what you roll on your actual skill die.
Okay. And it's a D4 minus 2 because I have no points in it.
Ouch.
My highest roll with the modifier is a 1.
Yeah, but you didn't roll a 1.
No. So
okay, that's
three
fine.
minus a 2, yeah.
It just means that you're not quite getting a grip. It's not really helping.
Fine, I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And I get my rope out, my grappling hook. I hand it to Sheila McFeeler and say, "Throw it up there."
I don't look at me. I'm a shit throw.
Just swing it and throw it up or something. You know, like you used to do with what was that sport you did in Australia? Wallaby wielding or something? I don't know.
That sounds a bit racist to me.
Racist.
Why would you go through the ceiling? There's a perfectly good door here.
Because there were people in it trying to kill us.
Yeah, but I got a gun.
And she knows how to use it.
So what are you guys doing? Are you heading up
Hang on.
to the next floor?
I'm just going to have a little peek out the door. Is there anyone on the other side?
Yes, you can see there's only 2 monks left now.
All right, I quickly slam the door shut again and say, "You got one of them grenades?"
Yes, but they don't come cheap.
Well, what you doing throwing them at ceilings for then?
Because I didn't want to damage all those valuable books, or else somebody else might want to murder me. And I sort of gesture at the professor.
All right.
Oh, don't worry. We're far away from the library just now, but we've got the important book.
I'll
That's
have a
the one.
go.
We need to keep this one.
I'll have a go at throwing this up there. 3. So,
Right.
missed.
So, yeah, you throw the grappling hook up, and all you end up doing is pulling down a bit more of the ceiling.
Yeah, that don't look very stable to me.
Well, it won't be. I've just blown a massive hole in it. Is there not a beam that you can use?
Yeah, some furniture up there or something you can grapple
You,
onto.
you
Well,
fly.
hang on a
You're
minute.
flying, Ace. You...
Yeah, you can fly. You're good with things in the air. Throw that up there.
I tend to need a plane to fly, but I'll give it a crack.
Well,
Just
pretend
imagine
that-
it's got wings.
I sort of hold the grappling
give me
hook part.
Give
Like
me
this.
a throwing roll then, please, Phil.
Yep. Okay, so it's gonna be -2 as well.
Oh,
Pretend this is a plane.
does no one have the throwing skill?
No.
No.
Yes, that's what we like. Lots of throwing rolls.
Okay, so that's a 3.
Yep, and a bit more of a ceiling. Do remember, folks, you do have bennies if you want to spend them for rerolls.
Ah, screw this. I open the door and I open fire.
Okay.
I take it
Yeah,
we're doing this.
I'm going to let you get the drop on them, actually.
I take it we're doing this because there's no window.
Don't think we checked for windows.
Check for windows. Everyone just went, fuck it, and flung it out the ceiling. In fact, I tell you what, I'm going to roll a d6. And I'll allow you to take back that hit the door thing. I'll roll a d6, and I'll say on an even, the explosion took out a window as well. If I can roll it on edge. No, it didn't.
Oh.
But there is a couple of high windows.
That doesn't really help us though, because we're shit at throwing. So take the door then.
What you need, of course, is someone who's good at climbing.
Also, not me.
I don't need to climb. I've got a plane.
I'm quite good at climbing, but I'm quite happy to shoot these mugs outside the door.
Right.
I think we ought to do that.
You got a rate of fire of 3 on that gun, don't you?
I do.
Right. So again, it's 3 shooting die plus your wild die, and you can use your wild die instead of one of your shooting die. One of your shooting dice with crap.
Okay, so I got a 9, 6, and a 4.
Okay, so we'll deal with the 6 and the 4. We'll deal with those 2 first. So roll me 2 sets of normal damage.
8, 3.
Yeah, that's doing nothing and nothing. I need you now to make me a roll, because the first one, the 9, was actually hit with a raise. So it's damage plus an extra d6 of damage.
10.
Okay, one of them's shaken. You managed to wing one of them. Amazingly, he managed to and sort of looks at himself as if to go, "I've spoken."
It's hard to aim when they're wearing these big flouncy dresses. Half the time you shoot them, the bullet passes straight through.
The other one immediately sort of grabs a dagger and rushes towards you, which means I am going to have to draw cards for you. Again, I'm just going to go left to right because it's easier. Even if you're not involved in action in combat here, it's just a case of it's combat, so everything's kind of minute. So, Jason, you have a 2. You also have a 2, Becky. Yay!
First strike, don't forget.
And They have a 4, which means you do get first strike, and then he's gonna hit you back.
Can first strike be used with a ranged, like, can I shoot, or do I have to use close combat?
I think it would have to be for close combat.
Okay, I'll chop him up with a scimitar then.
Okay, if you're changing weapons, that would be an...
One in each hand. I'm ambidextrous. Look,
Okay.
firing them both at once.
Okay.
Hold them both.
Right, just roll.
Okay.
This is a fighting roll.
10.
Yeah, that's hit with a raise. So you're rolling your damage plus an extra d6.
9.
Yeah, that's enough. He's done.
Now they can act.
Yeah. The other one is going to see if he can come off a shaken. He does not. So he's trying to cower away, and that's as much as he's doing. So the next person who can react is Phil.
I'd like to step out into the corridor past Sheila and fire at this second priest, monk.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I just got to find where that is a D10.
Give me a shooting roll, please.
Oh my good grief. That's a 2.
Well, that's a miss unless you're spending a Benny to reroll.
I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay,
no
so you're down to 2.
Something like that, I'm afraid. And that's an 8.
Okay, that is a hit with a raise. So roll your roll an extra d6 damage. And remember, these things can ace. So.
Oh, and they did. Okay, so that is what? That's 16, 17.
Yeah, he's very dead. He's 18. Unbelievable amounts of dead. He's dead beyond dead beyond dead.
That was worth a Benny.
That was before you rolled the extra. It was gone. Boom. Right, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, it's not. It's you, Jason.
Yes. So they're now both are dead. Yes.
They're both dead.
Okay. In that case, because I'm overconfident, I'm gonna kind of walk right out in front of everybody and go, "Okay, perfect. Right, let's go. Hurry."
Okay. Okay. And Becky.
Okay.
It's just to round out. It's just to round out the round because you still had an action.
All right. Well, I don't really fancy tickling his balls or teabagging him, so I'll just follow the doctor.
And I'm keeping both eyes on the professor as well.
I'm just gonna put up on my playlist Quest for the Sword of Kings, not for family viewing.
I'm talking about tea bags. I mean, it's not exactly adult viewing.
The only thing that this got to do with tea bags is the fact that you were determined to give him 2,000 perforations. Right. You are striding through the sort of main vestibule, the main sort of entrance hall, heading for the outer door. You can hear behind you the footsteps of the monks. You realize that some of them, not knowing where the explosion had happened, some of them had went down to the basement level and some of them had went the floor up. and you can now hear footsteps coming back down and up. They're coming back. Is the upshot.
Okay. So we can't see any of them yet. We just
can't see them. You can hear them. You reckon you've got. You reckon you've got a start on them if you run.
Yeah, pick up the pace a bit, guys. These fellas, I mean, it's going to cost a lot in bullets.
Yeah, we can. I grab the professor by the arm and just sort of like help him along a bit.
Okay, could everyone please roll me a d6 and add it temporarily to your pace? This is you running.
Ooh.
8.
12.
Also 8.
Right, so the upshot is you guys are sort of jogging quite happily. The pilot really has decided that he is a running plane and is taxiing down the runway out the door. You can hear you can hear the footsteps. Obviously, you can't hear anyone going. Yeah.
I'll get to the main gate and make sure there's no one there to bar it against us, and then I'll stop there and cover the others while they rush to the gate. Okay.
Right. Very much like the scene from Indiana Jones, the Raiders. You guys running across the courtyard with this whole horde of monks with swords gaining ground on you. Or so it appears. I love that bit in Raiders. The camera angles they're not quite sure how far ahead he is at certain points. Right. So it's a case of, are you guys going to stop and start trying to shoot these guys down, or are you just going to, in that most heroic terms, leg it?
I'm going to make sure I'm last in line, so if they do catch us up, that's where it ends.
Okay.
Let's say I will cover the others from the gateway if I'm there first.
Okay. You make it to the gateway. Door is unlocked. Just needs to be opened. It's a bit heavy, but it just needs to be opened. The professor's slightly slowed down because he's determined to keep a hold of this book.
Come on, Professor, get out the door.
He wants to keep that stupid book with him.
Right, I'm through now. Come on, back to the plane.
It's not even his to take.
It's not theirs to keep.
We have to wait for the others.
Others? Come on, hurry up. Right,
Yeah,
you've all now made it to the gate.
How far away is the plane from the monastery?
It was a sort of 20-minute walk. You reckon maybe a 10 to 12-minute run if you really decide you're going to hump it.
Are there any cars or bicycles or horses nearby?
Ooh. Give me give me a notice roll, please. Just
Kind of wish somebody else had asked that question now. That'd be a 3.
okay. You're not noticing much, but I'm going to
On the other hand, because I'm thinking to myself, well, if the professor's going to take something, I'm going to take something. So actually, as I'm running, I'm kind of looking at the general flora in the area and thinking, oh, if I can nab a bit of French plant, for the lab.
Okay.
sort of as a general distraction thing.
Right. Just at that point, you hear a donkey braying nearby.
Well, a donkey isn't particularly quick, as far as
There's
I'm
only
aware.
one.
Fucking rural environments, all these noises distracting me when I'm trying to focus on the task at hand, which is find some form of transport.
Do you have investigation?
I do, but I'm not really the one looking at the
Kayla.
transport.
It's the same as my notice.
Right. If you're going look at if you're sort of generally scanning its notice, if you're actually going out of your way to look, it's investigation. Roll one of them.
Well, I already rolled my notice and got a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that was you sort of generally sort of
Okay.
looking about. If you want to actually sort of nosy,
Okay,
make an
I'll do it.
investigation roll.
Oh, check this out. Oh, fuck me. 14. Where the fuck that come from?
Right. What's your skill? D6.
Nah, D4 -2. I just open-ended up a couple of times.
Okay, right.
It happens.
This is where I get to play. This is where I get to play the Benny Point game. You can do one of two things. You can. Well, one of three things. You can either one, find a really good souped-up car.
Ooh.
Two, you can take another Benny for yourself. Or three, you can give Phil's Benny that he spent back to him. And what that means is you find a decent car, but it's not like a really souped-up model.
What do I get for finding half a dozen bicycles?
Yeah, you're not getting a Benny back for that. You can get a half dozen bicycles. As a
Yeah.
student.
Let's go for that, because I want to see a couple of these monks try to ride bicycles in their habits. Oh, yeah, your fashion statement's all good and true now, isn't it?
Oh dear. Did anyone take riding?
Yeah, of course. I can do combat riding, me.
Of course I bloody didn't.
I'm not gonna make you roll for him actually riding the bicycle. The only thing that I'm gonna do, it's gonna be technically driving anyway. It's only gonna come a matter if it becomes a speed test. If you're actually trying to race ahead, you know, or do some trick BMX shit with it. But
Of course I'm going to. I'm going to be cavalry, me. Come on. I want enough bicycles for us and enough bicycles for the same number of monks. That's what I want. I don't even want the Benny back. Just give me the damn bikes.
I'll take the bikes. Good old bone shaker bikes are there.
All right. Now let's do a chase scene.
You're determined to have it. See, I had already set up a chase scene for this session, but we can have two.
Ooh.
I'm happy. I'm happy to do two.
Come on. Why is there going to be a souped-up car in rural France? I want a knackered old Victorian bicycle.
I'm happy to give you knackered.
The penny farthing.
Yeah, I want one of the monks on a penny farthing.
I wasn't going to give you a penny farthing. That would be. I can give you a couple. You know, you can find some bone shakers in there quite happily. I'm just looking for the exact chase rules, so we can do this properly. Okay. Right. Not a problem. Okay. Right. I need you all, please, to make me driving rolls. And just to explain, the success really comes down to how many successes and raises you can get out of this roll.
We're in trouble.
Okay.
Ah. Wow.
0.
0-2.
I've got a raise, a double raise, a triple raise,
Quadruple raise.
22.
What's your driving?
It's a D8, but the dice that exploded was the D6.
Oh, wow. So 22. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 4 raises. That's mightily impressive, actually. 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, 4 raises. I'm almost tempted to just. Well, we can do it 2 ways. We can go through the whole chase bit by bit, or we can very happily say that after 4 raises, you guys just cut a swath through the lot of them, and they never catch you.
I was kind of hoping to take a few out like I'm cavalry, but I'll take that.
Yeah, got onions on yours as well.
Of course, it's in France, you idiot.
4 raises. 4 raises. In fact,
That's my game science dice as well.
I will I will be extremely generous. Basically they don't see that you ride off. You make it to the plane quite happily. Becky, you have a simple choice. Do you want a Benny to yourself, or do you want Phil to get his back?
Well, I'm a nice person and all, but fuck that guy. I could have easily killed that monk. Wasting bennies like that needs to learn a lesson.
Oh, you didn't.
What?
Right, so you're on 4 bennies. All I can say is, Phil, please do remember that. Keep that in mind. It may become a necessity in some future episode.
All I'm saying is, action economy.
Well, here's the interesting thing. What I'm looking for now is the moment where Phil has to make a soak roll whilst piloting a plane and fails dramatically because he doesn't have a Benny to make the soak roll and he dies whilst at the controls of the aircraft.
I'll be all right.
Because he didn't have the Benny.
I'll be all right. Without many bennies, I can have a parachute.
Right, so you make it back to the plane. You can see the monks trying to ride. Some of them have literally hitched up their skirts, for want of a better term. So they're riding along almost bare-legged, which just does not look good, especially not in a bone shaker.
Put it away, fellas. A bike's not supposed to have legs.
Bill, piloting roll.
Piloting roll, okay.
You're trying to take off.
Where's my piloting? Here we go. Okay, that's a 4.
Okay, it's a very, very, very shaky takeoff. Which it's not really a surprise because if memory serves, you landed with a 4. Clearly, French scenery does not agree with you and your flying.
That's a bloody played field.
Gosh, what do you expect? Even I know that.
You barely landed and you've barely taken off. But you have taken off. And the pref is like, ooh. Ooh, I can't wait to get back to the dig site. Oh, marvelous. Oh, this is the kind of thing that makes careers, you know.
And gets rid of many more, I say, looking down at the monastery.
Oh, so you can't hide a piece of beauty like this.
Didn't give him your name, did you?
The thing I don't understand is you could have just asked them nicely. But no, you bloody historian always raiding Egyptian tombs or smearing over history in North America.
I don't think he understands the concept of a library card.
No. Whereas at least in science, we are honest, we explore facts, and we exchange, and we collaborate.
It's beautiful. Just look at the... Oh.
I sort of look at it and start analysing, like, okay, there's about 54% gold in the lacing, a bit of this, a bit of that.
It is quite exquisite. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it'd be so good to translate this. I want to see where the English translations have gone wrong.
I can't wait either.
He's nicked a book and it's not even in the right language.
Yes, that's another thing about history, that you have to translate everything or interpret it. But in any case, I'm going to get some shut-eye.
Okay, so it takes about 90 minutes. I take it you are going back to the dig site at Hastings.
Well, it depends. I mean, I don't know where the professor wants to be dropped off to, whether he needs to go back to London to the museum or...
Oh, no, I feel we should inform our... we should inform our financier.
Mm-hmm. We'll put it back where it came from then.
Yes, very much so. Oh, yes. And given your wonderful service, I will be... well, you can decide for yourselves. I obviously I will be going to our proprietor, our financiers, home this evening, his grand mansion for a wonderful meal, I'm sure. Or you could go to the local hostelry where you were before and have a nice meal there, and all the drink you can have on me, my expense. I will give you funds for that if need be.
Well, there's no harm in a bit of variety, is there?
Yeah.
Look at the other type. No, let's not go to that awful pub.
They didn't have a lot of choice at the pub last time.
Well, if you like, I could barbecue something.
I'm sure your native cuisine could be a subject of conversation at the dinner table.
No, you haven't got the right animals for native cuisine. I mean, don't get me wrong, Roo's tough as fuck. Cod just tastes like, well, sorry, crocodile tastes like watered down cod. Ostrich is quite nice, though.
Ostriches are one of the leanest animals, well, leanest birds in any case. Not a single shred of fat on them. They must be
So, will you be accompanying me to Cartwright Mansion?
I think we will.
Estate?
I think we shall.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Oh, that's just, wonderful. Yes. Oh, I'm sure he'll be so pleased.
You never know, he might have some imported Australian beer.
You may even get a bonus.
Always up for that.
Okay, Phil, pilot and roll for landing, please. given everything, you've been doing really well for this.
Okay, that is a 11.
See, this is the thing. You barely landed in France. You barely took off. Your takeoff and landing on England's green and pleasant land has been really rather perfect.
Well, if you've ever been to Hastings, it's got quite big fields, but France is it's the bocage, isn't it? It's all hedges and shit.
It's probably what you ran over.
Yeah.
So, lovely, smooth, perfect landing. Plane with barely a scratch on it.
Yeah. Got there and you got back. What more do you want?
Okay. You can see that the students are hard at work. Still, it's now late afternoon. Sort of mid to late. You can see that they're all at the dig site doing their brush and digging, and someone's trying to use that contraption of yours and failing miserably.
No! And I sort of go running over to yank it away.
Is this for digging or for whisking?
If you think it's for whisking, you should have joined a cooking class.
You see the professor go over to.
That's a lot of fields.
That's a lot of fields.
That's the bocage. It's all blinking hedgerows and tiny little fields. That's not.
What it's yeah.
That's why it's a rough landing.
You see the professor go over to who you assume is one of Cartwright's associates. Talking to him. A few moments later, he motions the three of you over.
Prof, what is up then?
I'm just telling him that we're traveling with him just now. Nothing like giving good news early. Nice early dinner tea. Would you like that? Yes, of course you would. Come. Okay, noted. Come on then. Ooh, that's a big one. Ooh, I've never seen a beetle quite. Yeah. Ooh, that's yes. Oh, right. Into the car. Yes.
I take a glance at the beetle in case it's, say, one that's flown over from the continent or something.
You're not even sure it is a beetle, to be honest.
Is it still an insect, or is he just completely right? If I know the species, then I very quickly correct him and almost smug.
What do you mean? Oh yes, you are right. Yes, it is a snail. Yes.
Escargot.
I should have realised that beetles don't have that sort of immediate shell-like back. Their shell is more flat. Right, Cartwright mentioned. Okay, it takes about 45 minutes to get to the Cartwright estate, and this is one of these proper old-fashioned estates where there's a gate, and then you're having to drive about a half mile in to actually get to the main house. The house is I don't want to say rather large. Let's say spacious. It's a very large mansion bordering on being a small palace. It's certainly it does. You can see slightly different brickwork. It's trying to look like it's the same, but there's clearly been extension work done to increase the size of the mansion. And the stonework that's been used is almost identical, but not quite.
I thought this geezer was posh, but he seems to live in shared housing.
That would be the whole of his house.
Oh, all the other people then?
Working for him.
That would be his employees.
Oh, so it's a factory. Gotcha.
Of a fashion. Right.
Now, Sheila, you remember to behave and have good manners, etc. at the table.
I know. Use a fork, not just a knife.
It's a start.
Can't stand those pretty little blunt ones you English use.
Yes. Right. And on today's session, we learned that it's quite easy to break the GM.
Yep.
Okay, you are led by who you assume is butler, manservant, into what looks like a study. A small library. It has a desk. Yes, this is the public reception. Take a seat. The master will be with you shortly.
Seen bigger libraries today.
This isn't the library. This is just the study.
Well, where is he? Where is this guy to then? How long are we going to be waiting here for?
He's dealing with some business matters. He'll be with you presently.
If there's
Please
anything...
do. Would you like tea? Coffee?
Oh, coffee, please.
Do you have any nuts or fruit?
Oh, I can bring through a selection of fruit for you. It's not too much. Yes.
Good.
We have some grapefruit and some mango.
Ooh, mango.
Some tangerines and...
Logan's eyes kind of go strangely wild over the thought of all these exotic fruits.
apricots, and he comes back. And yourself, madam?
I'll have a sherry. And I look to Logan. That's posh, isn't it?
Sherry, yes, certainly, yes, and coffee for
for
you, sir.
Please.
Yes.
Have you ever had sherry before?
No
I'll say to
problem.
Sheila.
This will be fun.
I don't really know, to be honest. I've tried to play along in earlier days.
A few minutes later, he returns with a large serving tray. On it is what we would call a mug now, but it's of what looks like industrial strength coffee. The kind you could stand spoons up in. He leaves a small pot of cream and a small bowl of sugar cubes with a set of tongs. There's a bowl with all the fruits and a few others. And he places that beside you. And then he places the small sherry glass filled with sherry to you, Sheila.
All right. I'll pour it into my tin mug, add a couple of sugars and the cream, stir it.
I start wolfing down the mangoes.
Oh dear me! No, you're not meant to put that in the sherry. You drink it as it is.
I was just copying you.
Dear me.
See, I was going to make a sort of obvious little gag with regards to the fruit bowl, but quite frankly, I don't need to bring the funnies. Becky, you're providing all the funnies.
Sherry.
I don't need to add my umbongo joke at this point.
Don't order another one. This one's fucking rank.
Well, this time I'll talk you through it. We'll see if we can improve it at all.
No, you're all right.
Okay. And the professor is having a small cup of Earl Grey.
The thing is, there is a surprising amount of alcohol in fruit if you let it ferment for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's great. But I'm just going to pour this in the corner behind one of the bookshelves.
Would you like some fruit?
I think I'll just sit here, pretend I drank the sherry.
About 15 minutes later, the door opens and Cartwright enters. Afternoon. So nice of you to come. I hear your expedition to Normandy was a resounding success. Did you find
Depends if you're
any?
a monk or not, really.
Did you find any information with regards to the bio tapestry? Something that will be of use to us? Well, no. I found something far more interesting. See, actually, this part will probably bore you. Is there a place where my associate, these very nice people who were so helpful at some cost to themselves, so helpful with me? Yes. Would do you do? Meadows, sir. Could you take these, the lady and the two gentlemen, down to the refreshment room, please?
Oh, fuck. It's not going to be more sherry, is it?
I think you'll find a wide variety of possible refreshments, Miss McFeeler. I assure you, sherry is only one of the spirits that haunt this house.
Delightful.
That's just a little joke. Okay. Are you going with the manservant?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
you're taking down to. It looks like a sort of slight off room to the main dining room. And yes, there's a table with various decanters and bottles of wines and spirits. various sizes of glasses, sherries, ports.
If there's any gin, I pour myself quite a large serving of that. If not, I
Yep.
go for the port.
There's gin.
Gin
It's
it is then.
1930s. There's gin.
Mhm.
There's a nice bit of tonic water. Nice dispenser of tonic water if you're determined to go all in and have the G&T. Few minutes, about 20, 30 minutes later, the professor comes through and says, "Oh, ooh, Lord Cartwright seems very impressed with the book. He's just having a little look at it now. Absolutely wonderful. I think he's going to ensure that. What was his word? Yes, we're definitely going to get what's coming to us. Something like that.
That's usually a bad thing, isn't it? That's what.
I'm sure he meant it in.
That's what the boys used to say to me at school, a lot.
It's not usually said with kindness or.
Could one of you, and you can argue amongst yourselves who wants to do it, make me a notice roll.
Notice roll.
I suggest it's not Phil. He hasn't got any bennies.
I've got a D6 in notice.
I've got a D6 in notice.
Okay, so we're even.
Go ahead, Prof.
Go for it.
All right. Okay, that's a 5.
Okay. Right. As everyone's talking, you hear something. At first, you're like, that's bloody odd. So you sort of tilt that strange thing where people tilt their head in order to hear better, which is very odd. It's as if you're trying to tune your own ears in. And you do hear from what sounds like just maybe at the back of the mansion, certainly behind where you are now. You can hear the faint sound of what sounds like maybe a wireless. What attracts your attention is it's a person's voice.
Okay.
And they're speaking in German.
Oh.
And I'm going to give everyone a break at this point.
Speaking in German.
I'm going
All
to give
right,
everyone.
then. We're going to a break. I'm just going to fuck off downstairs then and just show you this little picture of a dragon as I do it. Because, you know, I'm not into marketing or anything like that. It's not that I will want you to attend an online RPG charity convention at all, that you can attend for free and do good things for charity while you're there, all just by playing RPGs. Helps kids in hospitals, you know. I mean, I don't know why I mentioned that. Just popped out. Seemed relevant to the conversation.
Back in 5, folks.
Wicked.
So yes, as Becky was saying, Saturday, November 3rd is Con Plus. All the proceeds that we'll be making will be going to Child's Play, which helps children in hospital, gets games and educational material for children in hospital. Very worthwhile cause. Worth your time. Always looking for GMs to run games for the event, looking for players to play in those games. And as far as I know, all of us, that is, all four of us, will be running games at some point during the event. I will be running a game at 8 p.m. British time. If you go on to the Complus website, you will find the various times. If you put in, you can look at all the slots and it will tell you what time that event happens, where you are. Does all the work for you. My game will be happening at 8 p.m. That's 8 o'clock in the evening, GMT. Mine is a horror game using the True 20 system called Incident at Wellworth Prison. It'll be well worth it. It's going to be fun. And yes, several of my players have said I've got to stop using that word. So I'm just waiting on my victims, my players coming back. And just in case you are watching to my girlfriend, Fiona, hi. It's getting there, folks.
Boom! Let's have some dragon on screen. Don't know why. Just seemed relevant again. Because, you know, it's for a good cause and all.
I've just been giving the sales pitch.
Good-o.
Determined sort that I am. Always been giving.
It's not the only fancy graphics I've got. There's also this one. You can always tune in to Pair of Geeks, where we can improve your game. I've got another one. This one's got even more animation. Look, it's all got whooshy stuff, and when I do the sound on that, it's all click, clunk, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Very slick.
I noticed.
I do like my graphics.
You do. You do. At some point, I might need to implore you to put graphics on me. You know, for my channel. Nice intro or something.
Sorry, one of us froze there.
So, I might maybe ask you to get to do nice graphics for me for an intro.
There's a cheeky little YouTuber secret to that.
But yeah, we'll deal with that at some point. But at the moment, let's get back to Cartwright Mansion and the fact that you've just heard the distant sound of German.
Well, I didn't.
Dum, dum, dum.
So I'm going to awkwardly shuffle towards the sound because I'm not social at all and don't know how to excuse myself as an outsider. So I'm gonna still with like a bit of food, probably like a chicken leg in my hand. I'm gonna sort of head over to. Is it like a room where I can hear the wireless coming from?
You could, as you sort of look down the door, you can see down a corridor. And it looks like the sound is coming from the door, the last door on the right.
Of course, it's the last door. Right,
well, I was going to make it the last door on the left, but I thought that was a little on the nose.
Yeah. I'm gonna down and take a wee peep.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm going to do is... Okay, that's interesting.
Oh dear.
What?
Bonnie said the I word.
What? As you look through, you see a small room. You see three things of immediate interest. One, there are two gentlemen sitting there, listening intently. Two, they are both armed with German Lugers. And three, slightly more importantly, as you're sort of scanning the room, just above the fireplace, it's not big and emblazoned, but it's undoubtedly there, is a German flag. More specifically, a Nazi German flag.
Yes. Question is, I don't know if Logan would understand much German, but he would certainly sort of listen and watch for the general tone, and you might see if there's anything else like a portrait of somebody on the wall that he could try and get a bit more information about the situation from.
Oh, you do recognize the portrait, at least. There's a portrait on a far wall. Mosley.
Okay, and is he in quite a regal pose?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
It's what has often been described as the hero portrait.
And what's he wearing?
Literally the black shirt.
Okay. Yikes. Question is, how much would Logan know about them?
In 1936, they're in everyone's business by this point.
Okay, but in terms of his opinion on them,
that I leave to you. But Mosley and fascists were all over the place by that.
I'm not going to linger here. I'm going to go back to the others and say some Germans in the back listening to a radio. They're all in their fancy uniforms and everything, and they've got Lugers.
Germans?
Yes, two of them. And did you know, I turned to the professor, that your friggin' Mosley is in uniform as well, in a portrait?
What? No. I can assure you that Cartwright is absolutely 100%. He wouldn't have anything to do with that.
Party. Go and see for yourself. The picture's on the wall.
He wouldn't have anything to do with such people. No. Everything they represent everything Britain stands against. Well, no, I will not hear his name besmirched. No, I'm going to deal with him right now.
Mostly fellas in the ranks quite a lot. Britain seems to quite like him. Also, they do make damn good guns, those Nazis. Got one myself.
Huh. I only just noticed.
Yes, my favourite one. Kind of like the noise it makes.
Fortunately, Miss McFeeler, I know you too well to know that you would never side with them because you're too stupid.
I'm not sure I understand what you're insinuating.
I'm insinuating that you picked up the gun because it looked nice as opposed to who made it.
It's more about the sound, to be honest. Quite like it.
Okay, the sound then. But you get my point.
Not really, no. Gotta be honest with you. Don't know what you're rattling on about.
It's a very
Point
good gun.
I don't feel comfortable
I love it.
working
It's great.
for somebody with that much influence with the Germans.
Just as you're seeing the professor heading back, just as he's about to sort of head out of the dining room back up the corridor towards the study, you see Cartwright and two of his associates coming in to the dining room. It doesn't, I mean, you don't need notice rolls for this. You can see that both of his associates are wearing shoulder harnesses. And given that you have just seen a Luger up close and personal, it looks like there's the telltale sort of handle, that recognizable shape of a Luger.
It seems to prove the prof was right, doesn't it?
In both of them. Yes. Oh, is there a problem, Professor? I'm sorry. They're saying there's German people down there. We don't have any German people here. Only British here. Well, for the moment.
So
In fairness, I should declare this. I'm actually Australian. Seems relevant.
Yes.
So you're hoping to have some kind of party? Do you have a busy schedule?
Oh, my schedule has just cleared somewhat. Yes, I really must thank you for your for liberating that particular book. I must admit, when I first saw it, I was merely going to consider selling it on the black market. But now, having read some of the passages, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to keep it.
See, Professor told you he's not to be trusted.
But
what do you want with a book?
Oh, you really don't know what you picked up, do you?
No, because the professor was too obsessed with the damn thing.
Oh, I don't. I don't believe the old sod knows what he's picked up himself. I think he thinks he's picked up a beautiful piece of a beautiful first edition. He's picked up far more than that.
I'm not being funny, right? But this whole conversation's kind of going over my head. Could you break it down a bit for me, please?
Yes, very simply. That book is the key to the power that I need to ensure that the Reich lives large here in the United Kingdom.
What, an old book like that?
And then some.
And this Reich guy, he's alive somewhere else?
The Reich is the German organization. The Third Reich. God, I don't even care about history and I know more than you.
Well, in fairness, it's current events. I'm not really one for newspapers much.
But if we let this man do what he says he's going to do, it will become history.
Oh no. it will become a bright and wonderful future. That's what the government in this power don't understand. What Germany are doing right now, what Hitler is doing right now, is absolutely unprecedented. It is wonderful. He is clearing the chaff away and just bringing the best of society to the fore. And that's what we need here in the United Kingdom. And that is what we're going to get.
Well, that's one opinion.
Well, you see, I really shouldn't be telling you all of this because it's not like you're going to leave. But given that you're not going to leave, let me explain in simple terms.
Yeah, a bit simpler than you've been using so far, because I'm not getting it.
I sort of point and gesticulate and say to Sheila, he is not letting us leave. Are you going to do anything about that?
I quite like it in this country.
No, in this house.
That's too big a house for me. I mean, it's a nice offer.
Why did I even hire you?
Let me make it perfectly clear. I thought, like the professor at first, that what he'd brought me was an old, original edition of Le Morte d'Arthur. But it isn't. It's the actual true chronicle of Arthur. And more importantly, its location.
What, you mean the Arthur, the King of England Arthur?
The very same.
That's just a story.
No.
I just got a fairy tale book.
I've just had a quick foot through, and I can assure you it's very, very genuine.
Does he have the book on him or not?
No, you with it, I can rule. Its power is absolute.
I thought Edward VIII was the king.
No, it's the
Not
king
when
from
not when I wield it.
What, the book? I mean, it's heavy and all, but it's nothing on a sword.
The
Can't
sword.
see better.
The sword
Right.
of kings.
Right, I'm calling the police. You're mad. Absolutely
There'll be no
lunatic.
calling of the police here. Raymond, Desmond, please dispose of our guests.
Oh, now that sounds jolly inhospitable. No,
Yeah, they pull the guns.
Okay, she understands that.
And
In her language.
it's and I'm going left to right. A 5 of spades to Jason. 10 of clubs to Becky. King of spades
Ooh.
to Phil, and an interesting one to me. I'm not going to show you what I got. I'll show you when it comes up, so you can see that I do actually have it.
Mm-hmm.
So first to go is Phil.
Yeah, how close are they to us?
You'd be able to cut the distance easily enough.
Okay. Could I get them before they finish drawing the weapons?
I'll allow you to get to one because you're going to get to act before they do.
Okay, I'd like to get to one of them before he draws his gun and tackle him, try to punch him.
Okay, you will be at -2 because there's a multi-action penalty because you're moving this round as well because you're using part of your action to move. Give me a fighting roll -2, please.
That's a 5.
A 5. Have you actually done anything? Oh. Yep, we'll see that hits. Roll damage, please.
What is damage for punch? I can't.
It's just I used to strength.
Just strength, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, which is 8. Which is a 3.
Yeah, you're not doing nothing. And next up to act is moi. Sorry, guys. Someone's got to do it. Because of drawing, they are going to be at -2. Because, you know. First guy is going to attempt to hit you back, Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a complete miss. Swing that you know, that's kind of tries to swing and damn near knocks his own chin off. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Which, by the way, was also what I rolled when I said interesting. Nobody noticed you when you went down to that bloody room. You could have been wearing a clown suit and they wouldn't have seen you. Right, the other one is firing. Okay, so that is a hit, and I think for obvious reasons it's going to have to be you, Becky, because you're the one drawing. Nope. What's your toughness, Becky?
7.
Yeah, no damage. And Becky to go.
Okay, I hit him over the head with a framed print of Sir Arthur Mosley. Hang on. Was it Arthur Mosley? I'm trying to think.
It was Oswald.
Oswald Mosley, that's the one. I was just thinking Max Mosley, the old FIA guy, but who is his son or grandson? Yeah. So no, I'll hit him over the head with Sir Oswald Mosley because it's just more fun than using weapons.
Okay.
You got the same idea as me there.
Okay, just yeah, you find a small print that you can whack him with.
The one over the fireplace.
Oh no, you're not in that room.
Oh, are we? Oh
no,
didn't realize I'd left it. Right, sorry. Okay. What is in this room? What room am I in?
You're still in the refreshment room.
Oh. Oh, right.
No, only Jason went down to that other room and then came back to tell you.
Apologies. In my head, that just for some reason I applied the description to this room as well. No, that makes more sense. Right. Okay. I will instead open up with the Mauser.
Okay, go. You know the rules. Just
yeah.
Roll them.
3 hits. Nothing special. So can I put? Oh, I should have said this beforehand.
What do you want?
Never mind. She said what I'm shooting at. So 6, 11, 15.
Yeah, he's dead. I'm going to assume you shot at the guy who was tried to take a shot at you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I would assume that would be the kind of obvious.
I didn't state it, so I'll go with it.
Yeah.
I was going to split, but...
He goes down. And last but not least, Jason.
So, a couple of things I'm trying to see if I can find. If there's any alcohol remaining, I'll try and throw the liquid over the other Nazi more of an insult, but I have an idea with that.
Go for it.
Or, in fact, yeah, I'll just do it that way. So I take the rest of my gin.
I mean, you're literally you're back in the refreshment room. There are bottles of alcohol, decanters of alcohol.
I take my gin, then spot a more powerful, more potent whiskey, probably,
Yeah,
100 years old, extremely rare. Throw it over.
a good old Glenfiddich.
I was thinking much more rare than that. Oak aged, imported from somewhere. I throw it over him and intend to, with my tinderbox, toss a match.
Okay, right. You want the good news, or do you want the bad news? Because the good news is one thing, the bad news is plural.
Yeah, I don't mind which order you give it in.
Right. The good news is you will be able to do both actions in this round. First bit of bad news: you will be subject to the multi-action penalty because you're trying to do one action. Secondly, one of those actions will be a throwing roll.
Okay. All right.
Snake eyes this, I dare you.
We shall see. No, it's not a snake eyes, but it's still a penalty because of throwing. So I got a 2, but actually, shall I spend a Benny? Yeah, why not? I'll spend a Benny.
Okay, spending a Benny down to 2.
Oh, it's still 2.
Still 2. Okay.
Not quite. All right. Never mind.
Right, so you sort of kind of weakly throw it. It kind of smashes on the floor down in front of you, near his feet, but nowhere, not actually on him. I take it then you're not going to bother with the tinderbox.
Probably not, unless he somehow steps on that wet patch.
And the cards go in. And who will luck favour this round? Jason, Jack, hearts. Becky of 4 of diamonds. King of diamonds for Phil. Oh, interesting.
Interesting again.
Interesting again. Just out of interest, Becky, I'm going to say that with everything that's going on, because everything's fluid, I'll allow you to take a clock at this guy.
Okay. With the first strike, yeah?
Well, first strike. Obviously, it's a fighting roll rather than shooting, but
yeah.
I'll a clock him one.
That's what the scimitar's for.
Yeah, I'll let you clock him one.
11.
Yeah, that's hit with a raise, extra d6 damage.
Oh, I'm such a numpty. I forgot to take my raise into account because I did get a raise. Oh well. Never mind. For some reason, I don't see a D4 with a 4 as being a raise, but obviously it is. But never mind.
20.
Oh,
right. He's very right. Essentially, you've just hacked the guy in half.
Yeah.
This family friend. Well, fuck it. This thing stopped being family friendly about three sessions ago. And we're only on session 2. Right. In all the hubbub, 2 things happen. You can hear the footsteps running up from the room that you were spying into, Jason. You can hear them coming up the corridor. And Cartwright is gone. So has the professor.
Oh God.
So the next round, and may I add, that was actually, I was being really good there because I'd actually pulled a king as well, and he was getting all kinds of fun before anyone. Jason, you have an 8 of hearts, Ace of diamonds, Joker for Phil. Okay, this will be interesting. Right, Phil, Joker. First of all, when in the round do you want to go?
I'll go first.
Go first. Okay, you've got +2 on all rolls this turn.
Okay, so is the guy that Becky just killed, was that the guy in front of me?
Yeah.
It was. Okay, so I think we need to track down Cartwright.
Okay.
So did I notice which door he left from?
Yeah, you should. You reckon? In fact, you can give me a notice roll if you want. You're at +2 for it.
Okay.
Which, if you don't have notice, means you're just rolling at a d4.
Okay, that's a 7.
Yeah. You reckon he's went back the way he came up to his study.
Okay, so come on, Cartwright went this way and took the professor with him.
I'll follow
Did you say there were the 2 Nazis coming up?
Yeah,
corridor?
you see them now coming into
Okay.
the room from
on. Oh, I should
the
probably.
opposite side.
I'll deal
right,
with the
sorry.
Nazis. You head off after the professor.
Okay.
But that room, it has things in it that need to be destroyed.
Okay, so
Got the right person for the job then.
next to act is Becky.
All right, I'm gonna run at these 2 Nazis with my guns blazing.
Go for it.
I'll split the attack 2 and 1.
Okay, let's get the rolls first. Then you can split it.
5 and miss.
What did was that miss on both the firing and the wild die?
Yeah.
Ouch. That's unfortunate.
Well,
I mean, you
occasionally a bullet misses.
Yeah, you can split it 1 and 1.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You just you can say 2 and 1, but so
Right.
it's just normal
9
damage
damage
for
on
each.
1.
How much?
9 damage on 1.
9 damage on 1.
The other one I'm going to do a Benny on.
Okay.
Because ain't no one taking Snake Eyes on damage. Oh, fuck me. 7.
Right. So I think that's 1 dead and 1. Yeah, that's 1 dead. Ouch. You know that's gonna hurt. That's 1 dead and 1 winged. And Jason.
Yep. So, my original intention was to go and cause a little explosion in that back room. So I'm gonna stay with Sheila. If there's still people left, I'm gonna throw one of my homemade grenades down the corridor.
Okay, there's just that guy that's got winged as he came out the door, and Sheila went full John Woo on them for a second. So you basically throwing in his direction.
Yeah.
That wonderful throwing arm.
Yes.
Let's go for it.
Wonderful
And yes,
throwing
a
arm.
4 on a 4 is an ace.
I know. I keep forgetting. And I've got an ace. Whoop whoop whoop.
Go for it.
Okay. So 6 minus the 2, so that's a 4.
Okay, that's enough of the throw. Yeah, this is roll your damage. What did we say damage was?
Oh, good question. 3d6, you said.
3d6 roll. And remember these can ace as well.
Oh, yeah, there's an ace. 17 damage.
Right. I'm always mindful of the film Love at First Bite, where to try and get Dracula through customs when they arrive in America, is his assistant Renfield says that it's actually the body of his father, that he was killed in a safari in Africa, and he goes through really gruesome detail that the lion got him, and then birds came and picked out his eyes, and And then he says to the customs officer, would you like to see he's in 3 rather large pieces? That's pretty much what you've done to this guy. He's now in 3 rather large pieces. 17 with an explosion. Jesus. You've also caused a fair amount of crack to the wall as well. And a bit of a fire.
Nice bit of fire, good measure.
And I was going to have an action, but quite frankly, it's not going to happen. So, next round, because we do have rounds on this because Phil's about to do something interesting. 5 of clubs for you, Jason. 8 of clubs for you, Becky. Ace of hearts for Phil. Interesting. Right. Phil.
Yes.
You reach the study. And you see the professor sort of, I don't even want to say fighting. He's scrambling to get this book off of Cartwright, who is clearly, he has a few inches and a hell of a lot more body weight on him.
Okay.
And Cartwright is essentially thumping him one.
Okay, I want to kick the door open and go into the room with my browning in my hand and say, "Drop the book, Cartwright."
Never. This holds the key.
Oh.
The key to everlasting life. And at that point, Phil, you hear footsteps coming from your left. You reckon they've come from the front door. You reckon more of his goons are arriving.
Okay, so I'm going to try to attempt to hold him hostage. So I'll keep a gun on him and move into the room and say, yeah, and threaten him.
Oh, you're going to threaten him, are you?
And
And what are you going to say? What are you going to say and how are you going to say it?
I say, you want to put the book down or you're going to get the bullet between the eyes.
Give me an intimidation check.
Who's going to say that?
you're in big trouble.
Yeah, we are. Let's say 3.
No, you really want to say you had a success, but we'll settle for 3. You really wanted to say I had a success.
Yes.
He looks at you with a fair amount of disdain. And sort of you wish. And at that point, his men open fire. Because they're next.
Okay.
See, I'm trying to make intimidating bad guys here, and my dice are saying "fuck you." But one of them does roll. One of them does roll a hit. You tell me, please, what your toughness is, Phil?
Toughness is 6.
Oh, fuck it. No. Don't, no, not even close.
I love how I have the highest toughness out of everybody.
I aim my dice.
Yay,
3
the
guys
bigger-
fired. 3 guys fired, and 2 of them misfired.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm rolling so many ones.
Should have bought German guns.
It's like that scene from Schindler's List.
I know. Writ large. Next up is Becky. You can now hear all this commotion coming from back where the study is.
Sorry, Doctor. I got business elsewhere.
Okay, fine. I'll look inside the room.
And
Okay.
I'll go running up towards where Phil's getting massacred.
Okay. So you can, if you wish. I will let you take a shot. But
Yeah,
it will
sure.
be a minus. It will be at -2.
Well, in that case, I'll better make 3 shots.
Remember the 3 shooting die and your wild die, and they're all at -2.
Okay, so that's 2 hits.
Okay. So you can see at least 4. You can see at least 4 that you. There's 4 that you can clearly see, and you reckon there's maybe another couple.
Okay, well, let's spread the hits. 10 and 6.
Yeah. The damage isn't at -2, by the way. So,
Mhm.
right. Again, 1 death, 1 wing. Jason, same deal. I will let you get down to that room and throw another grenade if you wish, but that throw will be at -2.
Yeah,
Or you can be really funny and just place the grenade nicely at the place and just pull the pin and run.
Bear in mind it's more like almost like a conical flask. But
yeah,
I was tempted to try and glean a bit of information from the room if I could, especially the radio. Or if there's a massive fire in there, I obviously won't bother.
I mean, you can't make much out. I mean, the voice, whatever it is, whatever they're saying, there seems to be just so much venom in the voice. It's not really. I mean, it's not quite Hitler's ranting. You know, when he used to really go off on one. It's not Hitler's ranting. There's something. It sounds almost more calculated, calm and cold.
Okay. Before I throw another conical flask directly at the radio, I do a quick glance at them to see if there are any weird and wonderful titles. Because if this Cartwright is thinking about resurrecting King Arthur or something, suddenly my weird science grey cells start twitching a bit.
Mm-hmm. So what is you looking? Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
So if there's a bookshelf, then I glance the titles before throwing another conical
Yeah,
flask.
I mean he's got a lot of books. He has a lot of books on British history. On he seems to be largely interested in historical figures who had great power over great swathes of people. You know, identify much?
Anything more kind of occultish that he has?
Yeah, that's going to be an investigation roll.
Okay, no worries. Oh, snake eyes! Fuck.
Snake Eyes, which, funnily enough, if this was any other system with a critical failure rule in play, that would be difficult. However, you do have the right to Benny it if you do wish to.
I think I will because I'm
Okay,
aware
remember you are now down to 1 Benny.
I know. Okay, that's still not brilliant, but okay. So I got a 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's books on witchcraft and the secret energies. That's ley lines and things like that. Nothing particularly dark. Sorry, guys, the Necronomicon is not here.
My character doesn't even know what the Necronomicon is, but he's like, damn. Okay. In that case, then he will just say all of it to all the hells, and I throw another conical flask on
Give me a
Ray.
throw. Right, this has to be at -2. Sorry, guys.
Well, it's already -2 anyway, because
Yeah, I just.
I'm going to spend my remaining Benny.
Now you realise now you have no bennies for soak rolls if you get injured.
Yep, but I have a good toughness. I'm overconfident. I'll be fine. But no way am I getting a fucking snake eyes with rolling one of those. That's better. I got a 5. That's -2. Yes, 3.
3, right? So you're pretty much dropping it. It's not going where you intended. It doesn't quite make its target. It's still in the room.
Yeah, close enough.
Right. So following round, Queen of Spades for Jason, 10 of Hearts for Becky, 5 of Hearts for Phil, and mine. And Jason, we're still with you.
Yep. So I'm gonna leg it, as you say, out of the room.
Yep.
And go and join the others.
Okay, that's your action. Becky.
Well, I'm continuing to walk slowly forward whilst unloading with this gun at the dudes I can see.
Okay, roll. Gimme.
Hit.
Oh. No raises in that?
Nah.
Okay.
Everything, eh?
Right. Are you just going 1, 1,
Spreading
1?
them. Yeah, spreading them.
Okay.
So 4, 11,
Okay.
and 5.
Right.
Can't all be great rolls.
Right. The 4, the 11, and the 5. Which one are you placing on the guy who was already winged?
To be honest, Sheila's not picking.
Right. Let me be honest. Anything. The 5 is enough to kill him.
Okay, we'll do that. I mean, from Sheila's, she's just spraying them.
Yeah,
so
the 4 will do nothing to anyone. The 11 is just going to blow someone's head off. Basically.
Okay.
The 11 is just a straight up kill. The 5 is enough to kill the other guy. And what's left gets to fire back. But there's only really 2 left, so... Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see who gets what. Okay. Right. Oh dear. What's your toughness, Becky?
7.
7. Okay. You get hit with both shots. The first one is shaken. I'll get to that in a second because the second shot comes in also. Okay, so you now, in total, you now have 1 wound.
Well, luckily, I hogged a load of bennies.
Yes. Please spend if you're going to make a soak roll, spend a penny and give me a vigor check.
Okay, does that add the wild die still D6? Yeah?
Yes.
That's a 4.
That's enough. You soak the damage. Just a flesh wound. Fuck it.
That's not part of the quote.
Literally, the 2 shots there were a normal shot and a hit with a raise, and I still couldn't do more than shake you twice. I'm really rather upset with my dice tonight. Phil.
Okay, so I'm turning from Cartwright to face the guys that are shooting at me from the door. I'm going to fire at one of those.
Okay, roll.
Okay, oh shit, it's a 3.
Yeah, you're shooting nothing. Unless you're spending a penny to re-roll it, you're shooting nothing.
Yeah, go on, I will.
Okay, you're down to 1.
That's a 9.
That is a hit with a raise. Extra d6 damage roll, please.
And that is 10, 12, 13.
Yeah, that's very dead. They've got a toughness of 5, guys. All you need is to hit 9 or more, and you're killing them. When you start hitting like 15, 16, 17 points of damage, it's bordering on overkill.
Got no control over that, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Bordering on overkill. Okay, and Jason, 9 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds for Becky. 8 diamonds. Okay, and that's mine. Jason, first act.
Okay, so I'm going to get out my survival knife at this stage.
Okay.
If I can see if I can see Cartwright, I'll head straight for him. If not, I'll try and help the professor out.
Okay, there, as you head into the hallway, you can see Sheila in the hallway, sort of blasting with both guns quite readily. You can see Phil at the door, sort of at the door of the study, shooting. And as you head in, I take it you're going to try and get past Phil to go into the study then?
Yeah.
Okay, as you head in, you see that Cartwright has backed off completely right to the far wall. Still trying to wrest the book from the professor. Bless him, is determined to hang on.
And is this the room with the fireplace in?
No.
Okay.
This is the study where you were first brought to when you first came in.
Okay, I'm going to try something interesting. I'm going to put the knife away. Don't do that. I'm going to hold out, sort of, almost like sort of, bounce a chemical flask like this.
Okay.
Oh wait, you can't really see it because of.
Yeah. No, I can see it.
I'm going to say, gentlemen, I suggest both of you back away from that bloody thing, or else both of you are going to be up in flames along with it.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, I would.
And at this point, you will make me an intimidation check, please.
Let's see. Okay, so it's a 1, but not a natural 1. That penalty.
Yeah, he's visibly amused at your what he considers to be your paltry attempts at a bluff.
Oh, that wasn't a bluff. That was preparing them. But if they don't want to take it, then I'm going to throw it.
Phil, you're going to throw. Go for it. You did. You did. Yeah, it will be a -2.
Oh, it's nice. That is -2, isn't it? Okay, so that's a 5.
Okay, so where exactly are you throwing it to?
Well, if they're both wrestling with the book, I'm going to throw it just straight at them.
Okay. I apologize for this next bit, but given that Thrilling Tales is designed to emulate the serials of the 30s, This is not cheating. This is entirely in keeping with it. However, I do want you to roll the damage.
Okay. Let's see how much they can take. Oh well, luckily for you, I haven't done very well. So that's only 6 damage.
Ouch. That's I want to say pathetic, but I don't have enough information.
Kind of is. On 3d6, I got a fucking 6.
Yeah. I can give you some of my dice if you want.
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah. It sort of explodes, but we'll get to that in a second. Phil.
Is there still anyone left in the doorway?
There are a couple of more people heading in.
Okay, I'm going to take a shot at one of those then as well.
Okay.
4.
That's a hit.
Okay.
4's, I told you, unless it's melee combat, 4's your target.
Okay, that is a what's that? That's a 9.
Yeah, that's a death. That's literally a death. That's a bare minimum for a straight out death is a 9 for these guys. Right, and they get to act. So first of all, Cartwright smacks a bit of the wall and goes through a secret compartment.
Oh, of course he does.
Sorry, it's 1930s serials, guys. You know, the bad guy always has that nice little secret room, little escape pod thing. The other guy, the one that's left, is going to have a shot. First of all, I'm going to see if it hits. No, it doesn't. Why am I rolling red dice tonight? Just stop it running. Sheila, there's a guy still in this corridor who's just taken a shot. Not hit anyone, but he took a shot.
Okay. Well, funnily enough, I got something for that. It's a picture of it right here.
Yes. Is that? Are you shooting with or without the stock?
Oh, I have the stock on.
You have the stock on? Okay.
So there's only one guy left, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm pacing myself here. I'm only going to shoot 2 bullets.
Okay.
That's a hit.
On both of them?
No.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Please.
10.
Yeah, he's dead.
The other one goes straight through a picture of Oswald Mosley.
I'm almost tempted to allow that. Okay, the professor is desperately trying to damp out the flames. But wait, why?
I give him a stern look and say, "You didn't have to bring that book back, but you did."
I thought it was a beautiful piece of great historical significance. I didn't know he was a Nazi.
You didn't believe me either. Consider that a warning.
Can I have a less fatal warning next time?
I storm off into the well, is the secret passage still open or?
Oh, it's one of those that closes up.
Oh right, okay. In that case, I'm gonna start feeling around, see if I can find a switch or like.
Okay, give me an investigation, please.
Without D8. Okay, that's a 6.
You do find it. It's a corridor.
Is it lit in here?
It's slightly lit. I mean, it's sort of. You get the impression that it siphons some of the lighting that comes from the main house anyway.
Mm-hmm. Because if needs be, I'll activate my dark side. But if there's still some light, that should be okay.
Okay.
Come on, he went this way.
All right. And I get out my flashlight and switch it on.
Okay.
Don't need no fancy friggin' invention. All you need is... There we go. Right.
Right. You make it outside after a few minutes. As you see Cartwright and his driver and another car full of his goons driving down the sort of main mansion road, heading for the exit.
Any spare cars?
It's a rich man's mansion.
So no.
There's cars. There's cars, and even if he didn't have cars generally spare, you've killed at least a car full of men.
Okay, I hop into a car.
Go for it.
Is the keys in it?
Yes.
Don't
Well,
get to
you
show
really
off
need
though.
keys. Most
Yeah, I
of it
thought.
just push the button.
Yeah.
Okay. I do that. Discover the engine was already running.
The
Like
The engine
camera.
was not running; it was
Jump in
gently.
as well. Is the professor coming with us? The
Yeah, we must get the book back. British
Righto.
Museum needs it.
I'll floor it.
Okay, give me a driving roll, please.
Oh, sweet. I opened up on both of them.
Roll them both, add them up individually.
14. That's my best one.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Right. Literally, I'm just going to do a driving roll for them to see whether they do anything interesting, which they don't. Right, you floor it. Takes you maybe 1/4 of a mile to actually get to them. Just as they're heading out the main gate, you sort of catch up to them. And as it is countryside, we've got sort of country roads with trees both sides, bit of woodland that the road is snaking through. So the real question at this point, Becky, with regards to your, because this will affect what kind of roll you have to make. Are you simply attempting to catch up to them? Are you going to attempt to run them off the road, or are you going to attempt to shoot?
It's not my car.
Hence why I'm giving hence why I'm laying out the options.
So as they're turning right, we're bumper to bumper, and I give it a little flick left.
Okay, give me a driving roll, please. It's going to be an opposed test, essentially. Oh,
That's
God.
6.
Right. As you sort of go like that, it's almost as if the other driver anticipates it and goes and knocks you sideways. It's not so much that he actually makes you veer in any way, but you don't get any traction with him. You're still up beside him though.
Bloody hell, Captain. And I pass my gun over to Phil, and it's like, aren't you going to bloody shoot him?
Yeah, I'll shoot him. You gonna let me use your gun, are you?
Yeah, there's still 6 bullets in it.
Shit, if I roll double one, you're gonna kill me.
Remember, you you don't have any bennies left, do you?
One.
Oh, you've got
One.
You've got one.
I'm the one without the bennies.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is why you rolling snake eyes now is all the more fun for me.
Mhm.
So it's a rate of fire of 3, Phil. So you rolled your
Yeah, you
shooting
roll-
die 3 times.
Roll
Yeah.
shooting
Plus wild die.
plus your wild die. The wild die you can exchange for one of your shooting die
Yeah.
if it happens
Oh
to do
my
really
good
well.
grief. I think that's 2 hits.
2 hits, right? Who are
What's
you
the damage,
firing?
Becky?
Sorry?
Damage.
What's the damage in the
2d6
magazine?
plus 1.
Oh, it's okay. It's 2d6 plus 1. That's easier.
Right,
Okay.
who are you shooting at?
Shooting
I've
at
got
the
a feeling I
driver.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's an 8
Okay.
and a 10.
Right. So,
Oh, gun. This is a good gun.
yeah. The first shot was pretty nasty. The second shot pretty much took him out on its own. Not that he really knew anything about it because the shots were so close together.
I'll come back in the car and I'll sort of sit down and go, oh, I like that.
Becky, I need you to make me a driving roll, please. And this is going to have to be a good one because this car is now the other guy's car is now veering into your way because of the way.
A success.
But
Right. You're going to veer off the road a little. How's your cross country? You know, driving in the dark through trees.
I'm pretty sure I could miss the trees, but I might need to switch the lights on first. Didn't think about that beforehand.
The lights come on. Give me a driving roll and allow you to brake. If you can give me a decent driving roll, I'll let you brake.
Seven with both of them.
Yeah, you do. You notice it takes a while for the thing to actually brake. But it does. Big tree in front of you, and you know it's almost as if the front bumper gives the bark of the tree a gentle kiss. But thankfully, nothing more than that.
All right, I'll jam it in a reverse.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you for a driving roll for that. That's pretty standard.
Oh, no, hang on. I can make this difficult, right?
Well,
so,
I mean,
so we do a U-turn round, handbrake up, swing the front around, boot it into first, floor it, J-turn. Oh, yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what, right? Here's the thing. You need a success and a raise to pull that stunt off. If, however, you succeed, you will get a Benny.
Yeah, and I've made up the lost time for nearly crashing into a tree. So I spend a Benny. I did pass, but I didn't get a raise.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking for right. You're re-rolling it then.
No. I do the J turn, but unfortunately, I lose the momentum. So any time I would have recovered, I don't recover because it's bloody gearbox a bit stiffer than I thought.
It's not spectacular. If you had made it, by the way, the Benny was yours. It was a stunt. It would have worked. You would have got it with hands down. It's just it was a difficult maneuver. There had to be a -4 on it, which means you needed the equivalent of getting a raise to get it. Are you setting off again?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'm just hyperventilating in the back.
As you're sitting at the back, can you give me a notice roll, please, Logan?
Thought so. They both tied at a 4.
That's fine. That's fine. You maybe it's just the way it's glinting in the moonlight. But you do notice that there is a small trail from the car.
From our car?
Yes.
Is there a leak? I think I can see oil.
Oh, yeah, that's just because they cut the brake lines. It's absolutely fine. We don't need brakes. We'll stop on their bumper.
No brakes.
I'm glad you got the. It took you a long while to brake.
Yeah, it's fine. It's still got a handbrake.
The point is, we're going to be out of oil very soon.
Oh, just got to catch them up quicker then, so we can stop on their bumper.
Give me a driving roll. This is third drive.
Well, it's a pass.
Right.
I'll tell you what. I will spend a penny.
Spend a penny for that one, okay?
Let's see if we can do a bit better. Odds aren't great.
Do worse.
Now, statistically, when you got dice this big, it's not going to happen. Now, I passed.
Right, you can see them in the distance. You don't seem to be closing any further on them.
Nah, I can't gain on them now. I'm having to brake too early for the corners to get round them. We'll have to try something a bit more exceptional. Grab the wheel. I'm going to get up on the roof with my gun and see if I can take a long shot at the driver.
Oh, shit.
This is -4.
Yeah, no worries. There's still 3 shots left in this gun.
Well, actually, it's -6 because top of the roof counts as an unsteady platform, which is another -2.
Keep it steady, you idiot!
I just sort of lean out of the window and look at Sheila and point a cloak flask and go, "Do you want one of these?"
Look, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much: if you make this shot, the penny's yours.
Well, this is the last ammo in the gun until I reload it. I do have more, but it's not in the gun. So I'll empty the whole lot. Oh, that is one shy of a reroll. I take it if I don't open-end up, there's no point, right? So I spend my last penny.
Okay. Basically, you're looking for 10 or more. You need to roll 10 or more.
Just missing that reroll by 1. Lend us a penny, Phil.
Oh, we're on a penny. Well, there we are. Of course you can have a penny. Although I might well need it for the driving roll.
I think you're going to need it to save our lives. It's fine.
Yes, please. It's been lovely.
Phil.
Yes.
Let's have your driving roll.
Oh, shit. Right. Okay. So this is -2. So
yeah.
I have no driving roll.
And I'm going to warn you now. If you snake eyes this and you don't spend the penny to reroll.
Look, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do here,
Sheila's flying off the car.
Whee!
Whatever you do, it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. True.
And the result next week.
That's a 5, actually. Oh, no, it's a -2, so that's a 3. So I'm going to have to use my last penny on that one.
Well, I mean, just a failure. It's not a snake eyes. It's not critical failure. It's only a failure.
It is only a failure, but she is on the roof of the car.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an opportunity.
And yeah, so it's going to be the 3.
It's going to be the 3. Ouch.
Oh, shit.
Right. As you lose control of the car with Sheila on top of it, as you go flying towards a tree.
Fucking idiot thinks it'll clear the bloody tree.
As you're trying to get the brakes to work.
Handbrake.
Tune in next time.
Yes.
That's the session over for. Well, that's that session over. I have a little bit of a post-match that needs to now be done with the players. So if they can stick around for about 10 minutes longer, it's for their character's benefit. And So I will stop the broadcast there. Thank you to anyone who watched and anyone who's going to watch. Fiona, if you did watch, hi. Stephen, if you watched, hi. And thanks for the very nice words from the last.
Bastard.
You know, if I had my grappling hook, all our problems could have been solved.
You invent a gun that fires the grappling hook.
And we'll be back, if not next week, then the week after. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you to my players for enjoying that. And we'll see you at the next session. Bye for now.
Bye.